me. I think there's a misnomer out there that, the self-esteem, how important self-esteem. I think self-esteem is important, but I think confidence is really what is meant. And I think confidence only comes from doing real stuff. It's not by saying I'm great just because I'm here.
Right, right. Well, and I think you bring out a great point, because when you do something that's difficult, when you do accomplish goals, it helps you to believe, hey, I can do these things.
Yeah.
And so in other aspects of life, when things get tough, when things get difficult, even at work or whatever you do, hey, I've accomplished hard things before and I can do this.
Well, it gets so cloudy, when things are not going well, whether it's in family life or in business or whatever, it can get so cloudy, and it's hard to really think back and go, how can I pull myself out of the situation and realize that you've done it before. You've done it probably 3, 4, 5, 6 million times before.
Right.
And it's just a matter of remembering, what you got in you.
Yes. And what you've accomplished before.
Yeah. I recently, I played with a wonderful clarinetist, and we did a concert this last April, and he gave me some really hard music. We did a Mozart trio, and we did some Debussy, and just some tough stuff that I hadn't played concert music like that in a while.
Wow.
And we were able to pull it off. It was really difficult. It went kind of to the last minute to put it all together, but we did it. And it just reminded me that you can do it. You've got it in you. It's just a matter of putting in the work. Brushing off the cobwebs is not the problem. It's putting in the work and realizing that it's the little details that make all the difference.
Right. Paying attention to detail and working hard to where you address all those issues. And I think that's so important, is in having those successes and working hard, and it all comes together.
Right.
And so that when other challenges come, that you can do those things.
And I think that's one of the biggest ways that my success has affected me, is that it's affected me in realizing that there's more to do.
Right. There's more that you can progress.
There's more that I can do, because
you never stop learning.
Right. There's so many great things that I could do. If I only had the time. But but the nice thing is there's so many great people that are willing to help. That give advice and help, and give me feedback on what I'm doing.
But I think that's a big meaning of life, in the sense that knowing that you can continue to progress, it gives you motivation to grow and to learn more, and so I think it does add meaning to life, that I've made it this far, I've been successful, but I can continue to grow and develop.
I think that's right, and I think that's why there's always there's always going to be somebody better than you,
right? And
that's okay. That's just one more thing to do, and there are God-gifted moments that happen. It can happen to you. For me, it usually happens with somebody else, and I have the gift of recognizing it. Maybe it's a curse. I don't know. Wow, that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And that's a neat moment, and that's one of the things that I think music in general, the arts in general, really help us appreciate that moment of perfection.
Right. When somebody's really reached a certain pinnacle. And you can definitely see it when you listen to a musician that's really perfected their art, or even looking at a beautiful painting and just wondering how have they been able to accomplish that.
Yeah.
And even, watching the Olympics, sometimes you can see.
Oh, absolutely.
Well,
it's a glimpse into, some might say human potential, but I think it's a glimpse into heaven. You could see what is kind of meant for us.
When somebody really develops a God-given talent. That's beautiful. Okay, and then the last question is, how has this affected others?
I'd like to think that I've touched people with my music.
Touch me.
I appreciate that. I think where I noticed it the most I was doing service work in Nebraska, and I had the opportunity to play as to play for a um, uh, a senior citizen rest home.
Nice.
And so every week I'd go and I'd play these old beautiful hymns and sing to them and play, and I could really see how that affected them, and that really inspired me to kind of push what I could do. I was 19, 20 years old, and I decided I could really push my songwriting skills and do some things with different hymns and different music that I think could touch people in kind of a unique way. And I think that's how music specifically, but anything. I mean, business. It's about affecting people in a unique way to you.
Right.
You
And
know.
lifting them, edifying them, and
Yeah.
definitely music has the ability to do that. But I'm glad you brought up the fact that there's many ways that we can inspire, uplift, motivate other people,
Right.
just by using maybe some of the gifts that we have, or the passions, or the things that we've developed. You can definitely motivate people that you work with. Uh, you've helped the senior citizens
Right.
feel inspired by your music, and there's just great opportunities out there.
Yeah, I think well, first of all, I think any gift that we're given, any talent that we might have, and any skill that we develop, um, should be used in service. And when you have that mentality, and that doesn't mean service without money.
Right. Right.
I
Yeah.
think money is a reflection of the service that you give.
Right. The value that you provide.
Right. And so, so if you provide, why is Bill Gates the richest man in the world? Well, it provides a service that
Right.
is
Yeah.
that everyone loves.
Well, and think of all the great things that people have been able to do because of the computer and because of Microsoft's operating system.
Right.
Advances in technology, probably advances in medicine and health, and just there's so many ways that his work has blessed the lives of other people. I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah, and it's the same. If you're a great salesman and you have great communication skills, that is a talent that to be able to influence people for good is a wonderful gift. And I think that for me has been something for music is I feel like I've been able to influence people to see a higher light, to see maybe give them the emotional umph, if you will, to allow their skills to do something better.
That's
for
great.
themselves.
Yeah, and that's I in the work that I do, I see that as one of the most important things for people is to feel inspired sometimes, and to feel like they can accomplish great things. That's why I really appreciate you coming on with me tonight, because I love your success story. I love your music, your talent, your gift, and it is inspiring. And sharing your feelings and your thoughts, hopefully will inspire many others too.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Do you have any other things you'd like to add, or any other comments?
Well, I'm just glad to be here.
Oh, great. Well, thank you very much. We're glad to have you. And we have a special treat now. Mike has agreed to play us a little number. And so we're going to have him get on the piano and do his work.
All right.